All right, so Shrek. Listen, the more I look at it, the more I'm not outright offended and hateful of the design. I think people calling it the next ugly Sonic are taking it way too far. Get real, nothing will ever be that bad. However, if something is not broken, you do not need to fix it. All right. Okay, so one, as an animator myself, I know how important it is to have expressive characters. I don't know if you guys know this. I struggle with Riggy a lot because he by nature, the way that he's drawn, it's pretty hard to make him expressive, especially like the mouths and stuff. Like, I can't really make him smile and stuff, just because of the way that, you know, I animate his mouths and stuff. It's a whole thing. I have to do the whole thing with his eyebrows and his eyes, and that's how I animate Riggy. And then, like, his arms doing, like, you know, certain stuff, and then making his face, whatever. I have to do a lot of, I don't know, the voice is pretty much how you can figure out how Riggy is, I don't know, how his emotions are going. So I understand the need to have animated characters. However, people saying that, dude, somebody replied to me and they were like, oh, why are you so mad that they updated a model that's 15 years old? Number one, Shrek 4 came out in 2010. Kung Fu Panda came out in 2008. All right, Kung Fu Panda's had the same design for the past, what, 17, 18 years? All right, 18. No, I got my math wrong on that. 15, 16 years, whatever, who cares? They haven't needed to update Kung Fu Panda, all right? Why'd they just randomly decide to update Shrek, all right? And it's not because, like, oh, the model is the same one that they've been using since 2001 when Shrek first came out, because it's not. If you compare the model from Shrek 1 and Shrek 4, they have changed it progressively over time. They even made him a lot more green in Shrek 4. I had to go back and look at it. They have updated the model, all right, since Shrek 1. It's not like it's the one that they've been using since 2001, all right? First, I just want to get that out there. Second, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a lot of like lore and history that I was really interested. I read a whole book about Disney and Jeffrey Katzenberg and Michael Eisner. It was called The Disney War. Amazing book, by the way. It talks about Disney through the 80s and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, basically, the president, CEO of Disney, his name was Michael Eisner, and he worked with Jeffrey Katzenberg for a while. Jeffrey Katzenberg is responsible for a lot of great movies, Beauty and the Beast. He was hesitant to approve The Little Mermaid, but he ended up working and getting it made. The Lion King, a lot of stuff can be credited to Jeffrey Katzenberg, but he and Michael Eisner, you know how, like, playgrounds, like, kids get jealous of each other, and they end up, like, saying, like, hey, I have 2 breadsticks for lunch, and you only get 1. Stuff like that. Well, apparently it doesn't change as adults, even when you're the CEO of a company as big as Disney, my gosh. Because, basically, Michael Eisner and Jeffrey Katzenberg just... anyway, he ended up quitting the company, and as a big sort of middle finger to Disney, he went in with Steven Spielberg and a music producer, oh, crud, what's his name? David Geffen. And they made DreamWorks SKG. Recently, the SKG taken out, got bought by Universal. But that's why if you look at old DreamWorks movies, it says DreamWorks SKG. The whole point of Shrek was to be an anti-Disney movie. Like, the antithesis of everything that Disney is. It was ugly. It was, like, disturbingly realistic animation, and the bad guy whatever. It focuses on an ugly character, all right? Like the monster, the ogre is the one that gets the girl in the end. And it had adult jokes that were, like, a lot more intense than anything Disney had ever done before. That was the whole point of what Shrek was, all right? That's what the deal is with why Shrek looked the way that he did. And he looked a little ugly. People are saying, like, oh, well, you didn't complain when Puss in Boots got his update. Why aren't you mad about that? Because Puss in Boots is a cute character. That's his whole thing, is he does the big kitty cat eyes. Shrek is supposed to be ugly. That is a core part of the franchise. Like, that is the point. That's the point. He's ugly. I don't know, man. I don't hate the model. Like, I know I'm going to be watching the movie. I'm going to forget. I'm not going to care. Everybody else is not going to care when they're watching the movie, all right? As long as the movie doesn't suck, it's going to be fine. However, if they didn't change the model, nobody would have complained. Do you really think that if they didn't change the model at all, that there would have been people, like, complaining that, like, this model is so old. This Shrek model looks so outdated. No. People don't think like that. All right? But because they went and they updated this model, it's just isolated half of the internet. Maybe I don't know, man. I don't know. People saying that we were too hard on Megamind. What are you talking about? No, Megamind was way, way worse than the Shrek redesign, dude. They just cheaped out on the animation for Megamind. This, it's a lot of things, but it's definitely not cheap, all right? I'll give them that. It does look expressive and bright and colorful. It's just the issue is that that's not really Shrek. I do like the design for the kid. I think that that's, if I had to envision what Fiona and Shrek had a kid look like, that would be it. Pinocchio looks exactly like me when my face swelled up when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. I don't think I've ever even shown those pictures publicly. I showed my face for like a couple seconds at the end of the first SMP stream, and it was like slightly swollen, but it only got worse from that day on. Or maybe that was the come down. Either way, that's what Pinocchio looks like. He looks like me with fat, chubby cheeks. Nasty. But anyway, I don't know, man. Have you seen Felicia? Her eyes look different. Right, they have different colored eyes for Felicia, and some people are thinking that that's like, that's not actually Felicia, that it's Felicia, that it's one of the other kids that's transitioned, which is a cool idea for Shrek. I think it might, I mean, I would be shocked if DreamWorks was willing to do that. Respect for them being that brave. But I think it's just, that's another thing that kind of icks me, is if it isn't like, if it is literally just Felicia and they just randomly just like made her eyes a different color, that kind of icks me out a little bit. Like, it's a small little detail. It's small details like that I really like. I don't know. It screams dispassionate to me. Like, if you don't care enough to go and look that the kid's eyes were like blue before, I don't know. I'm hoping that it's something with like, I don't know. I don't know, but I just yeah. Like, why wouldn't they make the eyes blue? Like, you know what I mean? That feels like disingenuous. Yeah. Fargus and Farkle are Shrek's sons. Yeah. I don't know, man. Anyway. So, I mean, I'm kind of shocked that the audience is as confident as they are. Or not as confident as, I'm shocked that the audience is as accepting. Not as accepting. Okay, the internet's like, pretty like evenly split down the middle, which I'm shocked about. I was thinking that it would be like overwhelmingly negative, but no, it's pretty like evenly split, which is a shock to me. I'm gonna be straight up. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. That's just how I feel.